At auction, he was sold for a single copper coin. The cheapest slave in the Empire's history. The crowd of nobles laughed. To them, he was a pathetic joke.
1 copper coin. I'll take him as a garden curiosity.
They led him away in chains, head bowed, silver hair hiding his face. But as he passed, a faint golden light flickered deep inside his eyes. No one noticed. The sleeping power of a war god, buried beneath rags and dirt. The young noble who bought him had no idea what she'd just done. She'd just purchased the god who ended the last war of the heavens, and somewhere in the depths of that broken slave, chaos was starting to wake. The weakest slave in history was the deadliest weapon ever sold. The carriage stopped at a grand estate. Guards dragged the new slave toward cramped quarters behind the main house.
Look what washed up. The 1 copper wonder. You are not even worth the dirt on my boots.
Miro shoved Kazu into the wall. Kazu didn't resist, just stared at the floor.
You'll work the garden. Don't expect kindness. You are property here. Understand?
Why can't I remember anything before the auction block? Only emptiness and a cold ache.
Kazu was sent to the garden, carrying loads too heavy for his thin frame. He stumbled, but never complained.
That slave is strange. He doesn't curse or fight back. He just endures, like he's waiting for something.
Keep working, scarecrow. If you drop another sack, I'll make you eat dirt.
Kazu wiped the blood from his scraped palm and lifted the sack again. His dull eyes never met theirs.
There's a stillness in him, almost like he's holding his breath. I want to know what he's hiding.
Kazu found a dying rose in the garden. He laid his palm against its withered stem. A faint warmth pulsed through his fingers. The brown leaves slowly unfurled, turning vivid green from the mansion window. Aoi saw the entire miracle. Her teacup slipped from her hand.
I am not imagining this. He just healed a dead plant with his bare hand.
3 days later, a crashing sound echoed through the estate. Aoi rushed to the window. A stone pillar had cracked. Workers fled. Kazu stood frozen beneath the falling weight. Without thinking, he thrust out his arms. The pillar slammed into his palms.
Why am I still standing? This weight should crush me.
Kazu shoved the pillar aside as if it were driftwood. A faint golden glow rippled across his skin.
I've seen enough. Tonight, I will get my answer.
That evening, Aoi summoned Kazu to the storeroom. He stood before her like a prisoner awaiting sentence.
I saw what you did in the garden. No ordinary slave heals a dead plant or stops a crumbling pillar. Who are you, really?
I don't know. Before the auction, there is nothing, only darkness and cold.
His eyes flickered with that faint golden light, then dimmed. Aoi stepped closer, unafraid.
And that glow in your eyes. Do you know where it comes from?
It just happens. I never chose it.
He truly remembers nothing. This isn't a lie, it's a wound. Then I'll protect your secret. If the Empire finds out you have power without explanation, they'll execute you. Stay quiet, do your work, and don't draw more attention. In return, I'll shield you.
Kazu bowed his head. Aoi felt the weight of the secret settle on her shoulders. She had tied her fate to a mystery that could destroy them both, far above the mortal world. A storm churned around a celestial throne.
I felt it, a pulse of divine essence on the mortal plane. Someone possesses power that does not belong to them. I will find it.
A pillar of light descended from the heavens, streaking toward the mortal kingdom.
This faint trace, it reeks of rebellion. I will drag the truth from whoever hides it.
That same night, Kazu thrashed in his sleep. A nightmare clawed at his mind. He saw a city of flames, screams, and a voice commanding him to destroy.
This pain, I've felt it before. But why?
He woke gasping in the storeroom, clutching his head. The collar felt heavier.
Something terrible is coming. I don't know why, but I can feel it.
At dawn, a pillar of light slammed into the estate courtyard. The heavenly judge descended before the main house.
I am the heavenly judge. Every slave on this property will be inspected for traces of unauthorized power.
This is my family's estate. You have no warrant, no justification for violating our privacy.
Divine mandate overrules mortal law. Cuprite or your household will face the consequences.
The slaves were lined up in the yard. Kazu stood silent, eyes on the ground, every nerve on fire. As the judge passed him, Kazu felt a burning pressure inside his skull, like a chain tightening around his mind.
This one, his essence is distorted. Familiar, yet wrong.
You've seen enough. This inspection is over. There is nothing here but ordinary servants.
I will be watching. If a spark appears again, I will return, and not with inspection, but with fire.
Kazu slumped against the wall, trembling. Aoi knew they had bought only a few days of silence. After the judge vanished, Kazu's legs gave out. He fell to his knees, a soundless scream trapped in his throat.
A council, condemning me, stripping everything away.
The vision seared his mind. A war god judged, then cast into darkness. Exile. Aoi dragged him into the storeroom before the guards noticed.
Kazu, look at me. What did you see?
I was a war god. I committed some terrible crime. They took my memories and threw me down.
A crime? You don't remember what it was? You are punishing yourself for something you can't even recall.
Maybe I deserve this. The judge called it rebellion. Whatever I did, it was enough to be erased.
I don't care what you were. To me, you are just Kazu. We'll face this together.
She took his hand. The emptiness inside him shuddered, and for a moment, the cold retreated. 3 days later, the heavens answered. The judge returned with a host of divine soldiers, and they seized Aoi's father.
Bring me the hidden god, or this mortal dies before his daughter's eyes.
Before Aoi could scream, Kazu stepped forward. Golden light bled through the cracks in his collar.
I am the one you seek. Let him go.
The lost war god. You still bear divine flame, even with your memories sealed. Impossible.
Shock twisted into fury. The judge sent his soldiers charging at the kneeling slave.
Why does this power feel like home and poison at the same time?
The blast threw the soldiers back. Aoi's father collapsed, free. Aoi rushed to him.
This changes nothing, fallen god. Heaven's full army will come, and you will pay for every spark you stole.
Kazu stood in the settling dust. The collar now visibly cracked. The secret was dead. War was coming. The judge vanished, but chaos clung to the courtyard. Guards rushed to the Lord while Kazu stood frozen in the dust.
The Lord demands you be handed over. You've brought the heaven's judgment to this house, slave.
Father is wrong. Kazu saved him. I won't abandon the person who risked everything for us.
I've brought ruin to everyone who crossed my path. Maybe leaving is the only way to stop this. Lady Aoi, I should go. If I am not here, the judge might let your family live.
Number. If you walk out that gate, you'll be dead by sunrise. I won't let that happen. We'll hide you in the far wing. Father will come around eventually, but even if he doesn't, we face this together.
The steward turned away, her expression unreadable. The estate had split in two. Aoi led Kazu deeper into the mansion. In her own home, they became fugitives.
Why does she risk everything for someone like me? I am nothing but a forgotten god with a cracked collar.
That night, Kazu dreamed again. But this time, the flames were distant, and he was not the destroyer.
I refused. I stood before the council and said no.
He woke with a gasp, the memory searing through the fog of his amnesia.
Kazu? Another nightmare?
Number a memory. I wasn't exiled for a crime. I was punished because I refused to destroy a city.
A city? Then, why is the judge hunting you here? Unless the city you saved is somewhere in this region.
Aoi's eyes widened. If the heavens wanted that city gone, and Kazu stood in their way, no place was safe.
We need to leave the estate. The city. We'll hide in the crowds, and maybe we can find out which city you defied.
They slipped out before dawn, cloaked and silent, heading toward the distant spires of the capital.
This city feels familiar, like a wound I can't reach.
They hadn't been in the city for a full day when the sky split open. A legion of divine soldiers descended.
This city is condemned. It shelters rebels who defy heaven's will, and it will be erased. But there is one among you who already knows this fate. The fallen war god was sent here long ago to burn it to ash. He refused, and so he was cast down. Now he stands among you again, and this time his mercy will not save you.
Kazu froze. Aoi grabbed his arm. The same city, the same streets her family had walked for generations.
Kazu, was this the city you refused to destroy?
I don't remember, but my chest aches like it's being torn apart. This place, it's the reason they took everything from me.
Come out, fallen god, face your judgment, and perhaps I will spare the mortals who sheltered you.
The crowd parted around them. Aoi held her breath. Kazu's collar crackled with suppressed light.
The heavens are watching. War god, choose. Complete your mission. War god, burn this city of rebels, and I will restore your godhood. You will stand at the right hand of the throne again. Everything you lost will be returned. Your memories, your power, your place among the gods. All you must do is obey.
Kazu felt the offer sink into his bones. For a heartbeat, he could almost remember the light of the heavens.
Godhood, my stolen past. If I accept, perhaps the void inside me will finally heal.
He looked at Aoi. She didn't speak. Her eyes held a terrible question and a promise of grief.
If I do this, she'll live, but she'll never look at me the same. I'll become the monster the judge wants me to be.
Time runs short. Fallen one, prostrate yourself, or every soul in this city will answer for your defiance.
Kazu's fingers curled into fists. The cracked collar hummed as if sensing the war within him. The city below was silent. Thousands of faces turned upward, waiting for the god who could either save them or reduce them to ash.
I never wanted to be a god. I never wanted to destroy. But if I don't choose, everyone here will die. Someone tell me what to do.
His eyes met Aoi's. The weight of her silent plea broke through his confusion, and in that moment, he found his answer.
I am no longer a god. I will protect this city as a mortal, even if it costs me everything.
Golden light erupted from his chest, but it wasn't an attack. It was a release. The collar shattered, and divine flames peeled from his skin like dying embers.
You fool. You would trade eternity for these insects.
The judge raised his spear, and the sky screamed. Divine lightning struck toward the now mortal man. Kazu braced himself. No shield of heaven remained, only flesh and bone.
Awo, run.
The impact sent shockwaves through the city. Dust swallowed the square. When the cloud cleared, a crater smoked where Kazu had stood. Aoi screamed his name, but no answer came. Only a faint, defiant groan from within. Kazu crawled out of the crater, his clothes charred and blood streaming from a gash on his forehead.
You should have stayed down. Now witness the fate of your precious city. Soldiers, erase them all.
Divine soldiers converged on him. He fought with nothing but a broken spear, each parry tearing his muscles further. Ao grabbed a fallen guard's sword and darted into the fray, but a soldier's backhand sent her crashing into the rubble. City guards rushed to help, but the judge's lightning turned them to ash before they could raise their shields. Kazu's world turned red. A divine spear pierced his side, and he crumpled, gasping.
Did you truly believe a mortal could defy divinity? Your suffering will be a lesson for all who question heaven's will.
Ao screamed, crawling toward him, her beautiful face smeared with dirt and tears.
Now, let me show you what becomes of forsaken gods.
So this is what dying feels like. Awo, forgive me. I thought I could save you.
The judge raised his spear for the final blow. But Kazu's hand, weak and trembling, reached inward, not toward power, but toward the pain.
I don't have a god's flame anymore, but this body still burns, even if it's the last thing I do.
And then, a spark. Not divine, human. Forged from will alone. Kazu screamed, and a golden inferno erupted from his chest, consuming the square in blinding light. The judge's spear vaporized. His armor cracked. For the first time, there was fear in his eyes. The judge howled in denial as the flames dragged him upward. His form dissolving into the sky, the explosion faded. Silence swallowed the square. Aoi crawled through the smoke and found Kazu. He was still, his chest a ruin of charred flesh.
Kazu, no, don't leave me. You promised we'd face this together. Open your eyes.
But there was no answer. The collar, now gone, left only a pale scar. And Kazu's hand went cold in hers. Aoi's tears dripped onto his charred face. She cradled him, whispering broken pleas into the silence.
You were just a slave, a broken, silent fool. You weren't supposed to be a hero, not like this.
Then, a faint pulse of gold flickered beneath his skin. Not a flame, just a dying ember. It vanished as quickly as it came. But Kazu's chest rose once, a weak, shuddering breath.
Kazu, stay with me, please, just stay.
Everything hurts, but I hear her. Why am I still here?
His eyes fluttered open. The divine gold was gone, replaced by simple gray, tired, human, and alive.
Ao, your face is a mess.
Don't ever do that again. You promised we'd face this together. You promised.
He tried to lift his hand, but couldn't. He felt empty. No spark, no god. Just a man who had failed to die. Aoi helped him sit up. Then slowly, painfully, Kazu rose to his feet. He walked toward the gathered slaves, each step a battle. His hand touched the pale scar where the collar had been.
No one here is property anymore. From this moment, you are all free.
The broken pieces of his collar fell from his neck onto the cobblestones. He didn't pick them up. Silence. Then Miro, who had once mocked him, raised his fist and cheered.
You crazy one copper fool. You actually did it.
He used to be a god. Now he's just a man, and somehow he's stronger.
The square erupted. Weeping, laughter, shouts of freedom. Men and women who had been property now clung to each other as equals. Aoi watched him, blood-stained, staggering, and smiled through her tears.
I've lost heaven, but maybe I've finally found home.
Kazu led Aoi away from the celebration to a quieter corner of the square. His voice was barely a whisper.
I remember now. The reason I was exiled. It was never a crime.
A vision surged, a divine council, a city of innocence marked for destruction, and a war god who refused to raise his spear against helpless mortals. They cast him out, stripped him of everything, and threw him into the mortal world as a hollow slave.
The city I was ordered to destroy was this one, your home.
All this suffering, because you chose strangers over your own divinity.
I saw their faces. I couldn't be the god who burned them. And now I realize, it was never about a city. It was about being human enough to care.
Aoi broke down, burying her face in her hands. The weight of his sacrifice finally settled on her.
Thank you for choosing us, for choosing to be just a man.
In the divine court, the war god stood before the council of gods, his golden armor gleaming with unspilled blood.
They are innocent. I will not be your executioner.
The council's judgment was swift. They stripped his divinity and cast him into the mortal realm, a nameless slave. He fell through darkness, his memories unraveling like thread. Back in the present, Kazu looked down at his scarred hands.
I lost a throne, but I found a reason to be human.
Aoi reached out and took his hand, her fingers warm and gentle, despite the day's battle.
Then stay human. Stay with me.
He squeezed her hand. The emptiness inside him felt like peace. The celebration continued in the distance. Here, under the cherry tree, the fallen god finally allowed himself to belong. Days passed. The city mended its wounds. Scaffolding rose where craters once gaped.
Hey, 1 copper. I never said it before, but you saved my life. I won't forget.
I just did what anyone would do.
Aoi's father stood apart, watching. His face was hard, but he gave a single, reluctant nod.
He'll never say it aloud, but that nod means everything.
The broken collar pieces were placed on a simple altar, a symbol of all that had been lost and won. Kazu knelt before it, tracing the scar on his neck.
I was bought for a coin. Now I am free. But freedom isn't just a missing collar, it's a promise.
Under the cherry tree, Aoi sat beside him. The courtyard hummed with new voices, new hopes.
You are staring at the sky again. Looking for trouble?
Not trouble, just making sure the sky stays empty.
Kazu, do you ever regret it? Giving up everything?
Kazu lowered his gaze to her. The question hung between them, fragile as the cherry petals drifting past.
Regret. I don't even remember most of my past. But this feeling, it's like waking from a long dream. This is the first time I've felt alive. Not powerful, not divine, just alive.
Aoi's eyes glistened, but she didn't cry this time. Instead, a quiet smile touched her lips. He reached over and laced his fingers through hers. The touch was warm and steady, an anchor.
Then, don't ever leave? Promise me.
Kazu said nothing, only squeezed her hand. The gesture spoke louder than any promise he could have voiced.
This is what I chose, and I'd choose it again. 1,000 times.
The evening breeze carried the scent of cherry blossoms. For a moment, the world felt peaceful. Then, high in the darkening sky, a slit of light appeared. A divine eye, ancient and unblinking.
This is not over, fallen one. The heavens do not forgive. We will come for you.
Kazu felt the weight of that gaze, the same pressure that had once made him tremble. Now, it only steadied him.
I am not that slave anymore. Let them come.
He squeezed Aoi's hand one last time, then rose to his feet. She looked up, but he only smiled.
Whatever comes, I'll face it as a man. Not a god, a man.
The cherry blossoms danced around him. In the distance, the city hummed with new life. He walked forward, toward a future he had chosen. Mortal, free, and unafraid. The divine eye watched from above, but he never looked back.